Councillor Richards.
Thank you, Chair. I will agree with my fellow speakers that have just spoken ahead of me. In 2016, we did have a people's vote. The entire UK population were addressed and they were asked to vote whether they should remain or leave the EU. By majority, they chose to leave the EU, and we need to honour that. It was a free and fair vote at that time. What I would remind people, and I said much of what I would otherwise say in our October meeting, so you're already aware of my views. The only thing I would leave members with is that in 2016, as a Leave voter, I was accused by many Remainers as being stupid, idiotic and unintelligent, as a member of the public that voted. And I was also told that all Leavers were stupid, idiotic and unintelligent. And yet now, the very people that were accusing us of being stupid are asking those people to vote again on this topic. We've done the vote, we've been through it, a decision was made, and we need to stick to that decision and allow the national government to continue to do what they're doing. By taking a vote, another people's vote, we are undermining their position and their ability to negotiate. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Richards. Councillor Harris.
Thank you, Chair. Listening to the conversations in the room today, I take your point, it's a national issue, but to take Councillor Morse's point as well, to become involved in it means we get gridlocked and deadlocked in negotiations, and we haven't got the power to make any difference that way. We can acknowledge what is happening and support our residents in the best way we can, but I don't think it's the place of this council to be saying anything. The other thing is, to come back to your point, I agree. The sniping between parties is unhelpful. It's disengaging our youth, who we need to hear clearly. I have to say, picking up from the youth, they're now voting probably to leave based on the poor way we've been treated by the EU. Can I also point out your point about community cohesion and the divisions in society? This is not due to the last 2 years. We've had these problems ongoing for many years on different successive governments of lacking to deal with these issues, and hence we got Brexit. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. I haven't spotted any other... Councillor Saint.
Chairman, I'm assuming that we're in the 7 minutes now, not the 8 seconds. Yeah, I personally think that I have some accord with what Councillor Harris has just said. If we had another vote, would that really be decisive? I can't see it, because you'd have to know what the question ought to be to effectively get any meaningful solution from it. And I'm very doubtful as to whether that would indeed be possible. I think it's a little bit of ingraciousness of Councillor Vaudrey, who I would normally regard as my friend, and I didn't realise he was part Canadian. I understood that he grew up in the same part of England as me, so which he's just acknowledged. So consequently, that certainly wasn't anything to do with Canada either. But anyway, the situation is that Jaguar Land Rover are in fact laying off staff, not in this district, but by moving the manufacture of the Discovery to Slovakia. The Discoveries are built at Solihull. Therefore, although it does affect British workforce, it doesn't affect this district. And I think that the work that we're doing with Jaguar Land Rover in the development of a research base at Gaydon is not planned to have any major change. I can't see that at all. There might be something I hadn't heard that's come about, but effectively I don't think that workforce base at Gaydon is going to be varied in any particular way. So therefore we have a situation whereby, this is a national problem, not a local problem. And although we probably can act to affect our local residents, I think by imposing another national vote on people or supporting it is really quite counterproductive. And I think, quite frankly, it's not something that we should entertain at this point in time. Even the mistress of misjudgment, the Prime Minister, has effectively ruled it out. Let's hope that wasn't another misjudgment of hers. But anyway, the situation is that, you know, we've had a number of issues there where things have gone off in one direction and then moved into another. But we've had a deal worked out for us. And the problem is, and I hate to say this, and I'm certainly not against the Canadians, but there seems to be an awful lot of French people dealing with the negotiations between Britain on the behalf of the EU. Now, that, I think, is a serious issue, because the point of the matter is the French want our money. You could sigh and gasp as much as you like, but this is the truth of the
15
matter.
seconds, Councillor Saint.
15 seconds, is it? Right, well, I'll try and wind up then. OK, so basically I had more or less finished by arguing effectively that we need some form of deal to put to the people, and we certainly haven't got it at the moment.
Thank you, Councillor Saint.